Hello everyone. It is Mindy and it is WIP and Chat Day. As you can see, I'm going to work on this painting and chat. I started this one last night. I got beards done. I have beards and some stripes in the hat. That's it. That's all I got done so far. Okay. All right. So for November so far, I have done 3 little gnomes. They're holding a pumpkin, the hanging thing. And I did my little September sign. I got those done. Now I'm working on this guy. I think I've only done one color. I started it last night. I didn't get very far. You know, I'm finding it a little difficult to diamond paint with a cat that wants to be in my lap. Like, in my lap all the time. I did get him to settle down in my lap the other night for a while. And I held him with my left arm so I could diamond paint with my right hand and just kind of tucked him over in my lap. Now, if I had a bigger chair, it would work. But, you know, we're a little crowded in this chair. We're a little crowded. But, I mean, he did it for a while. He really did. He kind of settled down and he was just like, okay, you know. But I would move or wiggle and, you know, he'd move and blah, blah. Anyhow, I don't know what it is. And then I try to give him to Dale. I mean, Dale's in the office too. I'm like, here, your turn. You take him. You hold him. And you know what he does? He jumps down. He doesn't want to be in Dale's arms. He doesn't want to be in Dale's lap. He just wants to be in my lap. Why? Why? I don't know. Anyhow. All right, we're going to work on some sunflower centers here. We have some nice brown here for our, except I'm going to stick. I'm going to stick in my glue at the top. I hate that. I will take these things and I will move them every which way and toss and turn and left and right and whatever it takes to get where I need to be. Till you get enough drills on a special drill, they're really kind of, I don't know, they're kind of difficult to work on sometimes. Because I don't do them like I do a regular painting. I don't start in a corner, you know, and do a whole section and go across the row or anything. No, I do all the number 1s, wherever they're at. And then I do the number 2s and then the number 3s. And, you know, that's how I do it. But anyhow, speaking of sunflowers, today, Dale and I went out this morning. Like 10 o'clock this morning. I know, we're up. I'm like, why are we up right now? Because it's nice, he said, honey, because it's nice outside. Because the weather is really nice. It's pretty warm and we still have some flower beds to clean out. Okay. And it's supposed to rain in the afternoon. Okay. All right. So that's what we did. We went out behind the house and we cleaned up that flower bed. When cleaned up, I mean, we weeded any weeds that we could find, pulled weeds, and cut down any plants that, you know, were dead. Not dead, you know, because perennials don't really die, but the foliage does, the flowers do. So you cut them back, right? You get all the old stuff that's, well, the dead part. Anyhow, we did all that. Out behind the house was a really nice big sunflower. It was planted there by the birds, I'm assuming, who found a sunflower seed probably in the bird feeder, and it ended up in my flower bed, and it grew a nice little sunflower out there. Only sunflower I grew all year long. All of the ones that I planted myself, they didn't survive. They got eaten by something out in my flower garden, dug up, eaten, whatever. But when a bird plants one in my flower bed, well, of course, that one's going to survive. That one's going to live, of course, right? So anyhow, Dale pulled it, and then he cut off the big flower head, and he has put the flower head out by the bird feeder, thinking that, you know, the birds will now come and, you know, peck the seeds out of it. Which they might, I don't know why they haven't already, you know, when it was in the flower bed, but they didn't. So I don't know. So it's out there now for the birds. It's for the birds, for the birds. Yeah, today is warm. It's super warm outside. Like it's in the 60s. But it's just kind of gloomy. It's just, you know, there's not much sun. There's a little breeze. But I mean, it was a great day to go work outside. So we did that flower bed behind the house. Then we went out by the road and we did the 2 flower beds out by the road. What else did we do? Oh, we got 2 little patches of flowers at the one driveway, kind of at the ends of our rocks there. And we cut those back. So we're outside cleaning up, doing some, you know, our fall cleanup, as we call it. And then he looks at me and he says, "What are we going to do in the spring?" And I said, "Oh, you know how quickly those weeds will grow in the spring. We'll be right back out here. You know that." Now, there was one flower bed. I didn't do anything with it. And quite honestly, it's because I think come spring, sorry, I'm still trying to get rid of this cough. I'll tell you about that in a second. I think I want to just redo it. I want to redo that flower bed. I'll tell you why. We planted 2 bushes. Well, we planted 2 bushes that I thought were going to stay fairly small. One has stayed a decent size, and the other one has grown like a monster. It's huge. It's so big. So it caused me to have to dig up the phlox that were in there. I dug up 2 phlox plants and 1 lily plant because they were just getting overrun by this bush. There was no room in there for them. It also is lined on the outer edge with like creeping phlox. You know, there's different kinds of phlox. There's phlox that gets really tall, and then there's phlox that stays really low to the ground. Well, that is now filled with grass. Just all of this grass is growing up in the phlox. And it is nearly impossible to get it all out of the phlox, right? So all we have in this flower bed now, we have 1 tree and the 2 bushes, and then we have it's a peewee hydrangea, which is a fairly big bush, but I really like that one. It's not huge, it's not overwhelming, it's really pretty. I want to keep that. But I think in the springtime, I just want to kind of start it all over pretty much. It's the very first flower bed we ever did when we moved in here. It really is the first one, because it was just big and overgrown when we moved in here, and it had a bunch of it had that junky, weedy bush that we have out back. We didn't want that in there. So I think it's just time to redo that one. I really do. Pull out the 1 big bush that's too big, way too big. Probably pull out the phlox because I can't get the grass out of it. Maybe put phlox back in there because I really like the phlox around the outer edge, but I can't get all the grass out of it. I don't know, I think springtime, I'm just going to wait for spring and we'll go from there and probably redo that in some shape or form, you know. But anyhow, that's what we worked on today. We got that done, and it had rained. Everything was very wet. It was easy to pull weeds, but it was just mud. It was just kind of mud. My gloves were all muddy. It's a good thing I had gloves on, but it was just mud and yuck. So anyhow, we got that done. And then he took off and he went to lunch with his friend. His friend that lives in Tennessee is here for the week. And he was taking him to lunch for helping him on the roof of that garage. You know, the one that Dale fell through the roof. You know that one? Yeah, that one. Oh, anyhow. So they went to lunch at a local eatery that they we all like it. It's been around for years and years, since we were like kids. And they both like olive burgers. If you didn't know what an olive burger is, it's a burger and they put this sauce on it. It's like a mayo sauce with chopped up olives in it. They both love olive burgers. And so they're going to this restaurant that makes an awesome olive burger. And I'm certain they're both going to have olive burgers. Dale asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, you guys don't get to hang out that often, and I need to record, so I'll stay home. I'll stay home and I'll just get some recording done. I have recorded one unboxing, that's it, and had some lunch, and now I'm doing this. I don't feel like I've been very productive, but some days are like that. Some days you get more done than other days. I have several things I want to record. I didn't have the time to get to it. Tomorrow, he might go with his friend up to his property up north. I don't know if he's going to do that or not. They're probably discussing that today. But even if he does, I'm busy tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have my hair appointment, and it's that time of the month, ladies and gentlemen. Time to check the tatas. You know what I'm saying? It's really October, but I couldn't get in October. And that's just the way it works. So anyhow, I have a couple of appointments tomorrow, a couple of things I got to get done. So my day will be kind of busy, but I don't know that I'll have any filming time tomorrow. Anyhow, so what else has happened this week? How was your week? My week has been okay. It's been a little busy. At one point over the weekend, I decided, okay, I'm tired of this cough. The short story, long story short, short story long, whatever. Allergies, allergy season comes, hits hard. I'm going crazy with my allergies. Then it clearly turns into something more. I don't know if it's infection. I don't know what it is, but it all went down into my throat. And I get this cough, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the cough, yada, yada, yada. And Dale's shoulder still hurts. So we head off to, we call it Ready Care. Other people are like, what is that? I'm like, like urgent care. Like, it's not the emergency room at the hospital, but it's another facility. You know what I mean? So anyhow, we take off and we go early in the morning. And it took us 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. It didn't appear that they were that busy, but here's the thing. People can register online, and then they walk in, and they get called before you. And it makes it look like, wait, I was here first. But technically, they registered at home, and so they registered before we did. It's so weird. 2.5 hours, though, to get seen. And we took our time when we got to see the healthcare person. We took our time, boy. We took up our share because we went in together, of course. So I got antibiotics just because. She said, just because, if you've had this allergy problem and it's maybe gone to an infection or whatnot, I'm going to give you antibiotic. Okay, cool, great. And then she gave me a pill that is a cough suppressant. I've never had a cough suppressant pill before, but she gave me one of those. And it helps. It does help. The reason I'm kind of probably a little coughier right now is probably it's time to take another one. And I haven't taken one yet. So anyhow, it really helps. I just want it all to go away. Go away. Go away. So then, she checks out Dale's shoulder and, she's like, well, whenever you have an injury like that, it can jar all of your muscles, all of your tendons, and it can take a while for that to come back. She said, now we can x-ray it, see if there's anything that appears to be broken. She says, I don't think there is, just from feeling it. Everything seems to be okay. But, she gave him something, I don't know, something for swelling and whatnot. And said, give it another, week or so, a week or two maybe. try doing a little bit of rehab, and I'll go, I got him. I got him covered. I can rehab his shoulder. I went to rehab for my shoulder for a month. You know, I got the exercises. I know how to do it. Come on, honey. You know, but give it a little more time. And if it's still bothering him in another week or two, then he might want to follow up and actually get an x-ray and see if there's something really going on. Or, you know, maybe if it's still really bad, an MRI for soft tissue, you know, whatever. So anyhow, that's that. He's taken his little anti-inflammatory stuff for his shoulder, trying to, you know, keep working it. She said, don't put it in a sling. She said, do not do that, because then it's really hard to get it back. You should just be careful with it. Do some work with it. Do some exercising with it. See how it goes. So that's what we learned at ReadyCare. After 2.5 hours, we both come out with a prescription or two, and hopefully we're going to be on the mend. I don't know. I just want my cough to stop and the feeling of stuff in my throat to go away, right? Go away, go away. All right. And then what do? I go out and I play in the weeds. You know, that's what I do. Go play in the weeds. Yeah. I mean, stuff's got to get done, you know, and life doesn't end. So, you know, I got to do what I got to do. So there's that. Okay. Sorry, this is making a lot of racket trying to put this in this bag. Okay. There. I got number 2 done. Number 1 and number 2 are done. Number 3 is green. All right. I know at some point I'm going to get to all of these oranges, and there's a bunch of those. Oh, this is the leaves down here and that pumpkin. We're going to do that pumpkin right now. Yeah, there's a drill right there. No wonder I can't cut. Can't cut through the drill. Okay. So, this is actually like a bluish green. It's really pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. I like it. All right. Turn the painting again. Here we go. Okay, you can go that way. And you can go this way. We'll work on this green pumpkin. We got us a green pumpkin. So, have I talked to you since Halloween? I don't think so. I haven't talked to you since Halloween. Nothing super exciting happened on Halloween. I picked Jackson up from school, had him for a little while, ran some errands, and then took him to his parents at their work so that they could go trick-or-treating. That wasn't too exciting. Dale didn't go trick-or-treating with the grandkids. He's done that, but not this year. We did nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's kind of interesting when you get older and you don't really go anywhere. We don't have any trick-or-treaters, you know. Jackson was asking me if we had people come trick-or-treat here, and I'm like, nope, we never have any kids. He goes, oh, that's ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, we don't have any kids on our block. We don't have very many houses on our street, our block, our road. Nobody comes to our house. Nope, we just sit here. It's just another day for us. So, and he didn't go trick-or-treating with the grandkids. So I thought that was interesting. Well, you know, things change. Things change. So we just hung out. We did the ReadyCare thing over the weekend. That was fun. Yesterday, Monday, I did a little mini shop hop. Mini shop hop. So I went with my friend, you guys know, Francesca, because this shop hop is all down in her neck of the woods this time. It's in where she lives, Southeast Michigan. And there were 14 shops. So I went down there, met up with her, and we took off to go check out some shops. We stopped and got lunch first, which was nice. So it was just a fun day, you know, hanging out, having lunch, talking, catching up, all that kind of stuff. And then we started looking at the shops we wanted to go to. And there were about 5 that were really close in the, same very close vicinity. So we thought we would hit those. And then when we started looking, there were 2 of them that were closed on Mondays. Darn. Whoops. They're closed on Monday. Another one that we thought was closed on Monday, we called them. They were actually open, but they closed very early. Anyhow, we made it to a few shops, which was fun. Got to see some different things, different places. I'd been to both of those shops before. I don't think she'd been to either one of them. So, it's kind of neat to explore different places, different shops, different, options. So, I only bought yarn at one store. One store. Did you hear me? I bought yarn at one store. I spent $16. That was it. $16. And I bought 2 little skeins of a cotton yarn that I'm going to use to make some more ornaments with, because I have one color of that at home that I made Christmas trees with. I have another shade of it that I made pumpkins with, but I don't think that's going to make good Christmas ornaments. Anyhow, I picked up a couple colors that I could mix with what I already had here at home and make a couple of ornaments out of those. So we'll see how those go. But that's all I bought. All I bought was these 2 small little skeins of yarn. Less than $16, or about $16. Yeah. So it was fun though. I mean, it's always fun to go hang out with friends, and just chit chat and talk and, go to lunch and go to a yarn store, it's always a good time. So we had fun. We didn't get to as many shops as we had hoped to, but oh wow, it's still fun, still fun. So I did that yesterday. I already told you about tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow. Got to go have the, squishy done, and and of course get my hair done. So what else is going on besides that? I have, a craft show coming up. Let's see. It's in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks until the next craft show. So that's why I want to do a couple more ornaments. I don't know if I really need to do much more for the craft show. There's a couple of ideas I have I wanted to try maybe, but I'm not killing myself to try to get a bunch of stuff done. You know what I'm saying? I would like to try. There's a couple of little snowman patterns I have. A snowman's got to be easy, right? You got 2 spheres, put them together, make a scarf, add some eyes. What more do you need? But I want to try making a couple snowmen and see how those go. But other than that, I've been working on my, what's it called? Magical Gratitude Shawl from Expression Fiber Arts. I'm really getting somewhere with it. I think I'm on my 5th color, because you're adding those pretty colors. I think I'm on the 5th one, and there's 12 colors to get through. You can't, you have to alternate with the other main color too, but it's looking really pretty, really pretty. So that's kind of like a goal of mine, is to like really get that done, because that's a big project. And I'd like to get that done before I work on any other big projects. I've worked on some of my other stuff too. I worked on my Wonderland squares a little bit. I really need to do my Expression Fiber Arts squares, but I've been kind of consumed with making a few ornaments and then this shawl. It'll all get there. It'll all get there. So one of my friends said to me today, I think you probably, you're more into crochet now than diamond painting. And I was like, no, I wouldn't say that at all. I said, as far as time I put in, I think they're about equal. Because you got to remember, I get up in the morning, when it's quiet, the kitties are asleep, Dale's asleep, I get up and I crochet in the quiet of the morning. And I might crochet for a couple of hours. Okay, that's it, a couple of hours. Now, diamond painting, I do that at night. And again, I might diamond paint for a couple of hours. Actually, I put in a few more hours than that in the last week. I mean, I know there was one night I was in here for at least 2 hours. So, time-wise, how much time I put into each craft, I would say they're pretty equal, honestly. The difference is, it looks like I crochet more because I get more crochet things done. But that's because it doesn't take that long to crochet an ornament. It doesn't take that long to crochet a Christmas tree or a pumpkin. I can get those little small projects done in a day or in a couple of hours, and I look like I've got a lot of stuff that I've done. Well, it's much quicker. It's just quicker. So yeah, do I get more projects finished? Yes. With crochet, I definitely get more projects finished. But they're easier. They're quicker. A diamond painting, it takes me forever. They're big. They take a long time. A couple of hours on a diamond painting is sometimes like a drop in the bucket, It seems like you got nothing done after 2 hours. You look at it and you're like, wow, I didn't make much progress, right? So crochet just seems to go faster. I get more things done. And so it's an illusion that I actually crochet more, or I'm more into crochet than I am diamond painting. It's just not true. So anyhow, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. That is my story. Okay. Now, it's a little harder for me to diamond paint at night sometimes, as I'd already mentioned, because I have one cat that wants to be with me, on me, in my lap. Oh, the other night, I was so mad at him because he tried to jump up in my lap. Okay, I'm sitting in this little office chair, which has, office chair arms, the little arms. And he tried to jump up into my lap. And he kind of missed. He didn't gauge things very good. And he kind of missed. He kind of missed, but he kind of didn't miss. So, as he's not actually getting up into my lap, of course, what does he do? He tries to then climb the rest of the way up into my lap, proceeding to stick his claws into, well, my leg and my chest up by my neck, and me screaming, ah, right? Because he got me really good. Like, just, no, they weren't scratches. He never like scratched. It was just like, and I'm like, ah. And of course I have to drop my pen and grab him, get a hold of his paws, get his paws out of my skin, his nails out of my skin. I was not happy with him. He knew I wasn't happy with him because I'm yelling, screaming at him. Finally got him, tossed him on the floor, proceeded to holler at him. Dale grabbed him and picked him up. And he was like, no, that was bad. And he's just kind of sitting there then looking at me like, I honestly think he knows when he does something like that. I don't know. But man, that hurt. That hurt. So I was mad at him for a while. I didn't want to talk to him. I set him aside. I'm like, you just go. No. And then, of course, after a little while, I'm like, okay, where's my boy? Let me go find him, pick him up and hold him. And I'm like, hey, sir, I know you can't rationalize with him. Like, that hurt. don't do that. They don't get that kind of language. I get that, but I felt bad that I yelled at him, but man, it was my first instinct was just to scream because it hurt, it hurt so much. What else would you do? Scream. Right? Yeah. I've said it before. Cats are a whole special kind of situation. Trying to teach cats, trying to train cats, trying to cease certain behaviors or whatnot. It is major work. So much harder than a dog. I would take a dog, training a dog any day over cats. Cats are hard. It's hard. That's all I got. It's hard. Okay. I love them to death, but man, it's hard to train them. I think I told you guys that we'd stopped and got a cinnamon roll. Maybe not. I think I talked about that maybe on my live on Friday. Because Friday we took Misty in, to have her surgery. And on the way back, that was a whole ordeal, but a lot of driving that day. An hour there, drop her off. On the way home, we stop at the Amish bakery, get a couple cookies, and get a cinnamon roll. Well, the cookies didn't last long. The rest of that story is we got home, we were on our road, and the vet called and said we could come back and get her at noon. It was like an hour drive, and it was like 11 o'clock. And I'm like, okay. Well, we didn't make it at noon. Okay, I hear cats getting into something now. I hear clunking and all kinds of things going on out here. Let's see what's happening out here. What are we doing? Who's into what? Get down from there. There is nothing up there for you. There's nothing over there. What were you trying to get into? The box of cat balls is on the counter. But that would be it. There's no food. You can't get any food over there. We have had to put every single drop of food away. Can't have anything on the counter. Nothing on the counter. Oh, last night something went clunk. And I went out there and I was like, what did they find? Because there's nothing out anymore. What did they find? A potato. Dale had brought in a potato from the garden. One potato. They had found it, knocked it down, and they were just kind of playing with it on the floor. It's like a ball. Okay, we got a potato. Oh boy. So anyhow, yeah, we kind of had to just turn right around and go right back to the vet as soon as we got home. Pretty much. So anyhow, this cinnamon roll. We brought the cinnamon roll home on Friday. We didn't eat it on Saturday. We didn't eat it on Sunday. But I'll tell you what. There was one cat that thought for sure it was going to get that cinnamon roll. Because it came in, that plastic, I call them the clamshell, the little plastic clamshell box. There was one cat that was out there on that counter incessantly pawing at that box, that cinnamon roll, trying to get that cinnamon roll. That was Miss Misty. The one who's not supposed to be getting all crazy and running and tearing and jumping and acting crazy. Up on the counter, not even the counter that's easy to get to. This is the counter that's over by the refrigerator, so that requires starting at the table, getting on the chair, going from the chair to the table, from the table to the counter, and then that counter, you got to cruise all the way around to the sink, go on the other counter, go across the stove to get over to the counter by the refrigerator. It's on the complete opposite side. It's a great big U. They got to go around to get over to where the cinnamon roll was, right? Oh, well, not quite that far. It wasn't over on the other side of the stove. I'm wrong. Anyhow, it's over there. And I would go out there, and here she is. She's up on the counter, pawing at that box, trying to get into that box with that cinnamon roll. I don't know how many times before finally it was like, okay, done. It's got to go in the appliance garage. It's got to go in the appliance garage. All food, all kitty treats, all dog treats, anything like that has to get tucked into the appliance garage. Everything's got to be put away because they just want to get into it, right? Crazy. So now there's really nothing on the counters. I mean, there's like a cup, a piece of paper, a magazine, there's definitely no food to be heard of on the counters. So stay off the counters. There's nothing up there, right? But they still get up there. That was Smokey, actually, that was out there just now on the counter. And the counter he was on was the one by the refrigerator. And all that's there, okay, there's 2 bananas. I don't think he cares about the bananas. But the box of balls is there. The box of all the kitty balls, that's on the counter. I don't know. It's so hard. So hard to be, like teach them not to do things. Don't do that. It's so hard. Sonny, Mr. Mischievous, who's always the one that's getting into trouble, when I just walked out there, he's actually on the back of the couch, just sleeping. I don't know where Misty's at, but Sonny was the one cruising the counter. I'm like, what do you want? Why are you there? There's nothing there. Nothing there for you. So apparently that's our new, I feel like we need to toddler-proof our house, even more than toddler-proof. I mean, toddlers can't get up on your counters, right? But I feel like we have to have like everything put away. Can't have anything out. We can't have nice things, right? No, we just can't have anything out. Everything's got to be put away. And it's funny. Somebody asked me if my cats try to get in my yarn when I crochet and stuff. And I said, well, no, not really, because most of my crocheting is done while they're still downstairs asleep. And they don't really bother my yarn. Like there is yarn sitting on my coffee table right now. There's several skeins of yarn on the coffee table. My snowflake octagons. No. Hexagons. See, I keep saying the wrong thing. I keep calling those poor shapes, all kinds of things. Anyhow, they're on the coffee table. The cats don't bother them. They don't bother it. They really don't. So you never know with them. You just never know with these cats what is going to catch their attention, what they're going to play with, what they don't really care about, things that you think that they would get into, they don't. And things that you don't understand why they're getting into, they do. They make no sense. No sense. But that's our life these days. That is our life. Our life with cats. Anyhow. What else was I going to talk to you about? Oh, Francesca's doing her sale. She's got good prices on her diamond paintings. Really, really low prices. I don't know if there's a time limit on that. Maybe it ran out. I don't know. I have a little flyer from her. I'll put it in here. And if it's already passed, then you'll just have to ignore it. But, she's not going to produce diamond paintings anymore. And she's clearing out her inventory. So it's a good time to go get something if you were thinking about it. Good prices, all that good stuff. All right. November. November is going. What is it? Is today the 4th, the 5th? I think today, as I'm recording, is the 5th. I did put a post up. It was a little late. I totally forgot to put a post up on the 1st. Totally forgot. But, I mean, you didn't have to really post a start or anything like that. So just when people work on something and they finish an object, they could put a post up of what they were working on or what they finished one time a week. One post a week, folks. One. Okay? So if you put a picture up there in this week's post already, you're good. If you're waiting to finish something before you post, well, finish something and then post your picture. So comments will be closed on, are we closing them on Friday? Let me see. Today is what? Today the 5th, 6th, 7th. Maybe they close on Thursday. They'll close on the 7th, whatever day that is. They'll close on the 7th. And then I'll be able to, and I don't know if it's me or Maritza, one of us is picking a winner. And I'll announce it on my Saturday Night Live, who the winner is. So if you're interested, if you posted and you want to know who won, check out the live on Saturday night. And you'll see who won. Of course, I'll put it in my WIP and chat on Wednesday too. So you'll be able to hear who the winner was of the little prize package that we put together. So Maritza has shown me some things that she's made for the giveaways. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. You just wait. You guys are going to be happy. The winner is going to be really happy. I like them. So you'll like it too. Yeah. Keep working. Keep having fun with the gnomes. And I'm expecting to see a bunch of pictures start showing up because we're getting later in the week. And I'm just going to imagine that later in the week, people are going to post things that they worked on, trying to get as much done as they can before they post their pictures, that kind of stuff. So a few people have posted already, but I'm certain there's going to be a lot more come later in the week here. So there's that. All right. Anything else? Anything else? You know, it always seems like I forget something. I'm thinking. Oh, I know. One more thing. We had a wait list for the Mingle and the Mitten retreat, and we had a few people that needed to drop out for whatever reasons, and we've gone to our wait list. Some of the people on the wait list decided, well, they needed to continue waiting, and a couple people joined. So we are actually at the point where we have one opening right now. One opening for the retreat. So if you are interested, that link is still open. I've never closed the registration for the Mingle and the Mitten. It's never closed because we haven't had like a huge long wait list. And we've really kind of been working through the wait list a little bit. So, but we do have one opening. Now, you know, things change so, you know, often and quickly sometimes. Things change. But right now we need one person. And if you've ever thought about it, you know, there's that opportunity is open right now. So the form is there. I think it's on my community tab somewhere. It's around. You can find it. All right. And if you need help finding the registration form, just reach out and I'll let you know. I'll send it to you, whatever. Okay? We're really starting to do some real planning, working on things behind the scenes that, you know, we need to do for the retreat. Starting to work on donations for swag bags, for door prizes. Yeah, that's always fun. I love doing that part. Putting together some nice little packages for people, making it a good experience, having fun. Yeah, we need to talk about decorations. You know, a lot of this stuff we talk about, you know, way in advance, but then it gets to a certain point and it's a little more, now it's crunch time. We really need to really start putting things together, you know. At first it's our overall plan, then we start getting down to details, and then it's implementation. So we're getting to implementation now. Time to start implementing things and getting things in place. So that's where we're at with that. Gosh, I think that's it. I have no idea what Dale and his friend are doing. Dale has been gone forever. He's been gone for hours. And I know it doesn't take that long to go eat an olive burger. I don't know what they're doing. They must be having a good time. That's okay. It's given me time to do what I need to do. Well, some of what I need to do. I should have recorded a yarn video. That's what I should have done. While Dale was gone, should have recorded a yarn video where I get out my yarn and all the projects and make a big mess. Those are fun. Those are fun to record. I love talking about that kind of stuff, showing you what I've worked on, showing you my progress, things I've made, all that. So much fun. And checking out some new yarns. I will say I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot. I haven't bought a ton of stuff. I have my regular subscription things and just a couple of other things. That's about it. Anyhow, I really don't have much more to talk about. And you guys aren't talking back, so I got no questions to answer or nothing. So there you have it. Anyhow, I'm going to keep working on this for a little bit. Of course, edit and upload this video for tomorrow and see what other kinds of things I can get up to today. Book club tonight. You know, I record on Tuesday. Book club's on Tuesday. If you've never stopped into the book club, hey, you should stop in sometime. We have a good time. I mean, after we talk about the book, you never know what else we're going to talk about. We end up talking about all kinds of stuff. We actually need to pick a new book because this week we finish our book. We're going to talk about like the third section we read tonight, and we got one more section to read, and next week we'll need a new book. We will need a new book to read. And I don't think we really have a clue at this point. So we'll have to pick one tonight so that I can get it in my little hands, because I always like to have the physical book to look at for book club, and be ready for the following week to start a new book. Yay. All right. That's it, folks. That's all we got. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while, spending some time with me, listening to me chit-chat and ramble on and on. You know, I have some unboxings coming. I have all my Christmas paintings that I got from Diamond Art Club to show you. I've got Dreamer Designs Christmas paintings to show you. A few other fun things coming your way. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Those are always good times. Good times, right? Okay. Thanks for hanging out. And keep gnoming on. Keep gnoming on. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.